Trump disagrees with his own health experts on whether U.S. faces severe illnesses from coronavirus.
Here's a summary of the article.
Donald Trump has disagreed with his own health experts who have warned it was inevitable that coronavirus would spread within the U.S. In a briefing to the media on Tuesday, officials from the Centers for Disease Control and other health experts said communities in the U.S. should start planning for social distancing measures. In his own press conference on Wednesday, Mr. Trump appeared to play down such certainty, while insisting his government was ready for whatever came. Mr. Trump went on to dismiss concerns over the risk the virus poses to the public. Turning to one of the health experts stood behind him, Mr. Trump added, "I really think, Doc, you want to treat this like you treat the flu, and, it's going to be fine." Flanked by Vice President Mike Pence, who he has appointed to head the government's response to the disease, and other officials, Mr. Trump said, "The risk to the American people remains very low." There are currently 15 cases of coronavirus detected among individuals inside the United States. On Wednesday, public health officials warned Americans to prepare for more coronavirus cases, and New York City announced plans to provide up to 1,200 hospital beds if needed. Stock markets fell for the fifth consecutive day.
This post received a score of 48,637, with an upvote ratio of 85%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
He would not accept the assessment that an increase in cases was inevitable. He kept suggesting, "Who knows? Maybe it will get better," over and over again. He kept mentioning that there were only 15 cases and that in a few days, we'd be down to only 1, or 0. Literally while he was talking, a new case was reported in California, the first one of unknown origin in the U.S.
Someone else pointed out that Americans can't afford to be tested for a virus that they might not have, and certainly can't afford to spend 14 days away from work in their accommodation in an attempt to stop spreading a virus, so there is no way that any outbreak can be controlled in the U.S.
This is pretty accurate. The majority of people are granted 5 days or less sick time per calendar year, and 10 days total vacation. Most can't afford to stay home.
Anyone who works retail or food service, surprise the jobs that you interact with others, almost certainly has no sort of PTO. It's either go to work or don't make money.
A lot of us in retail service couldn't even take the days off if we were sick, as we'd be guilted into showing up anyways. "Oh, you have coronavirus? Well, I'm going to need you to come in as we're perpetually short-staffed." There are no other options. Like, what do you do anyways? You go to work sick and get yelled out for getting everyone sick, or call out and have your hours slashed for the next month.
When I worked retail, one of the upper managers bragged about coming in when she was the sickest she has ever felt, as a way of leading by example.
A job I had about 3 years ago, before the boss went under because no bastard would pay the bills, we had unlimited sick days. The rest of the ways of how he treated his staff were in line with this. We appreciated it and respected him, and nobody ever took advantage of it more than absolutely necessary. Surprise, hardly anyone got sick at work.
After 5 days of the flu, they notified me that I was abusing the sick day system and implied I'd lose my job if I kept being sick. Oh. And I just remembered that was Blizzard Entertainment back in 2008. When they released the Wrath of the Lich King expansion for WoW, they implemented mandatory overtime. I quit after a week of that, because working 12 hours a day every day was fucking punishing and not worth any amount of money.
This is a dude that altered a hurricane projection map with a Sharpie to protect his fragile ego. Incredible.
My dad actually was afraid when he pulled out a piece of paper that there would be Sharpie marking out all the bits he doesn't like.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.